squash his beef with Yo like he did everybody else. I think it's more so about the girl, his wife, and no disrespect to her, but would you be willing to squash some beef with somebody who had your wife? You know, maybe while you was in prison, I don't know when it was or whatever.
Oh, Lord.
It's supposed to be.
Yo, buckle up because this Gucci Mane and Yo Gotti saga is heating back up, and it's messier than anyone imagined. Word is, Pooh Shiesty just got out, and things ain't exactly smooth with the CEO who helped put him on. While he was locked up, Gotti allegedly started scheming behind the scenes, playing chess with moves that could reignite a deadly beef that almost ended both their careers years ago. What started as a record deal now looks like street politics wrapped up in industry smoke, and the whole game is watching. We're about to break down every detail, every twist, and every shade of maneuver that's fueling this resurgence. Social media have been going crazy over Pooh Shiesty wanting out of 1017 while Yo Gotti's posting shots like he already got him signed under CMG. The streets are buzzing because this isn't just paperwork or contracts. This is about respect, loyalty, and the kind of old-school tension that hits personal when your top artist starts looking toward your biggest up. Pooh Shiesty was coming home ready to make moves, ready to get back to the bag, but now he's caught in the middle of a storm his own label might have helped create. This ain't just music business drama. This is power, ego, and street code colliding in front of the entire culture. Let's rewind for a second. Back in the early 2010s, Gucci and Gotti weren't enemies. They were collaborators, brothers in the grind. Gucci Mane from Zone 6 in Atlanta, Gotti from North Memphis, both hustlers who understood the streets, the struggle, and the grind. This wasn't just clout for the camera. These dudes respected each other because they came from the same trenches. When they dropped collaborative mixtapes, it was legendary. The bars were fire, the hook stuck, and the streets ate it up. Fans remembered as two kings at the top of their game, pushing each other harder than anyone else could. That chemistry made them unstoppable, until business and ego started creeping in. Here's where the plot thickens. October 17th, 2012, a date Gucci Mane had locked down. This was the day he planned to drop his Trap God mixtape, fully promoted, features set, marketing ready, the works. Everyone around him knew this was his moment to cement 1017 as a powerhouse. But here comes Yo Gotti, allegedly dropping CM7. The world is yours on the exact same day. Now, Gotti says he didn't know, but timing like that? That's suspicious. You were tight with Gucci, working on music together, and suddenly your album drops the same day? That's a clash waiting to happen. To the streets, it looks like a calculated move or a serious misstep, depending on who you ask. And here's the real business angle that people sleeping on. Gotti thought it was cool, like a celebration of friendship, a dual dominance day. But in the real world of numbers, streams, and sales, dropping on the same day splits the attention, divides a fan base, and cuts a bag in half. It's like opening two restaurants on the same corner and expecting both to thrive. Fans, media, and insiders all knew Gucci's date was sacred. This wasn't just a coincidence. It was a clash of respect, loyalty, and business acumen. And now, with Pooh Shiesty back in the mix, everyone's watching to see how this beef, old and new, is going to explode. Both sides were set to make moves, but neither was about to feast the way they could have. And it goes deeper than streams and numbers. In this game, your release date is everything, your moment to dominate, your time to own the conversation. When someone else drops on the same day, especially someone in your circle, it divides attention, splits coverage, and dilutes impact. Gucci had been building up October 17 for months, treating it like sacred ground, and having a friend share that spotlight hit like a betrayal. This wasn't just business. It was personal, street code and pride all tangled in one. Gotti tried to smooth things over. He says he called Gucci immediately after realizing the clash, thinking they could work it out like homies. But Gucci wasn't having it. No answer, no call back, nothing. Even when Gotti tried to reach out through Gucci's team. And you can feel why Gucci was heated. Not only did his homie drop on his day, but Gotti had just put out the I Got Racks remix with T.I. and Jeezy, Gucci's biggest up at the time. Gucci finally got through after tweeting about the situation, sending a subtle but unmistakable message. Why would another artist drop on 1017 if they ain't Brick Squad? You ain't me. Trap God. That was Gucci calling out the disrespect without even saying names. Eventually, Gotti thought they had patched things up. He even pushed his release back to October 18th to show respect. But during their phone call, Gucci wasn't really focused on the release date. The real problem, he said, was a T.I. and Jeezy collab. Gucci went public on the radio. My main problem with him is that he dropped his mixtape on 1017 and tried to ride my wave. Why would you drop it if you ain't on 1017? That sting of betrayal was deep. Your homie trying to ride your moment for clout cuts harder than any diss track. And that's when it got messy. Gucci dropped Birds of a Feather and straight up called Gotti a buster. Let that sink in. Your homie just aired you out to the world, calling you a buster on record. Gotti was hurt, tried to play it cool, but eventually had to respond. He dropped Have Mercy, short, sharp, and clear. He wasn't taking disrespect lying down. That was the official death of a friendship that had started in the trenches, built on respect, and crumbled under business, pride, and betrayal. But the wildest part? Gotti revealed on Breakfast Club that while Gucci was locked up for probation violation, he hooked up with Kesha Seyoa, now Gucci's wife. He played it off like street business, casual, part of the game. But the streets know the code. You don't touch your homeless girl while he's locked up, even if it wasn't serious. Gucci had only completed 25 hours of his 600-hour community service requirement, got locked up for a year, and meanwhile, Gotti made his move. That was a kind of snake energy that could destroy friendships, reputations, and trust overnight. And it wasn't even over. Gucci got locked up again in 2013, facing up to 20 years on firearm charges, and the drama kept escalating. And with Gucci's criminal record, the system was ready to put him back behind bars. But ironically, that prison bid saved his life. When he came home in 2016, Gucci was a completely different man. Clean, focused, healthy, and done with the drama. He had dropped 40 pounds in just his first 2 months inside, detoxing off lean and clearing his mind. A new baby, a thriving label, and a fresh perspective meant the old Gucci, tweeting wild, starting beefs every week, was gone. This new Gucci was about the music, the business, and building a real empire instead of just talking about it. Fast forward to 2020, and Gucci signed a young Memphis artist named Pooh Shiesty. This kid wasn't just another rapper. He had raw street energy, that hunger and grind reminiscent of the old Gucci, but with a modern flair that connected with Gen Z fans. His story fit perfectly into the 1017 narrative, growing up in the trenches, hustling hard, facing struggle, and grinding for his shot at the top. Pooh had that desperation drive that made him relatable and marketable, the kind of star who could carry a label and push the legacy forward. But life threw him a major curveball. In October 2021, Pooh Shiesty was arrested on federal firearm conspiracy charges and eventually sentenced to 5 years in prison. For most rising stars, that's career suicide. Prison kills momentum, silences buzz, and can erase relevance overnight. But Gucci publicly backed his artist, talking openly about how much he missed Pooh, how he couldn't wait for him to get home, and how 1017 was holding it down in his absence. He even cut almost the entire label roster, keeping only Pooh Shiesty and Fugano, showing loyalty in a way few would. Meanwhile, while Pooh was locked up, the streets kept moving. Other artists were getting bigger deals. Streams were climbing, and the value of hot talent was skyrocketing across the board. When Pooh finally came home, he realized just how much his leverage had grown. His time away hadn't slowed him. It made him more valuable than ever. And that's exactly when Yo Gotti entered the picture. CMG had been signing artists left and right, giving them real opportunities and contracts that matched their potential. Gotti started publicly posting Pooh on his socials, hyping him up, giving him exposure that reached millions. But this wasn't casual love. It was a kind of promotion that could shift careers. The posts weren't just shout-outs. They were strategic, high-visibility moves that cemented Pooh as a rising star outside of 1017. And naturally, this caught attention everywhere, including from industry insiders and fans alike. Gucci was building an empire. Pooh was coming home with more clout than ever, and Gotti's support, though seemingly friendly, was starting to stir old tensions, hinting that a storm was about to hit between loyalty, business, and street politics. Gotti even sent his top female artist, Glorilla, to record a track with Pooh Shiesty. That move wasn't random. Gotti knew Pooh's contract with 1017 was up for renewal, and he was strategically positioning CMG as the better home. Every post, every collab, every social push was calculated by someone who understands the game on a level most don't. Sources close to the situation say when it came time to renegotiate Pooh's deal, Gucci was offering numbers that didn't reflect his worth. We're talking lowball offers that ignored streams, cultural influence, and real earning potential. Industry insiders reportedly called the offers straight-up disrespectful, like something you'd offer a rookie, not a proven star generating millions. Allegedly, Gucci was trying to capitalize on Pooh's loyalty instead of rewarding it. But Gucci isn't the type to handle this publicly. The old Gucci might have tweeted and went viral, but the new Gucci runs business quietly, behind the scenes. Yet sources say he's not feeling Gotti trying to poach his top artist. And really, who would be? You help build an artist from the ground up, give them their first big shot, and then your competition swoops in when they start making waves. From Gucci's perspective, this is deja vu written all over it. Gotti first tried riding his way with an October 17th drop, and now is eyeing his biggest star. The difference now? The game has shifted. Back in the day, both men were more or less equals. Today, Gotti has a larger platform, more resources, and arguably more clout in the industry. CMG is one of the hottest labels right now, while 1017 have been struggling to stay relevant outside of Pooh Shiesty. And then there's the bigger question, what's going through Pooh's mind? On one side, loyalty to the label that gave him his first real shot. Gucci believed in him when no one else would, put him on, and helped him blow up. That kind of loyalty is supposed to mean something in the streets. But the streets don't always follow old rules anymore. Now it's all about the bag, and loyalty often takes a backseat to opportunity. Still, some things don't change. Disrespect is still disrespect. If Pooh Shiesty bounces to CMG, it sends a clear message. Loyalty only stretches so far. Labels that don't treat their artists right will see talent exploring other options. That ripple could spark a wave of artists demanding fair deals or jumping to camps that actually value them. The industry watches closely, and moves like this don't go unnoticed. If you're trying to understand the real business behind hip-hop, this is exactly the kind of situation that explains it. Every deal, every contract, every subtle move in the game matters. The drama between Gucci, Pooh, and Gotti isn't just personal. It's a business lesson on loyalty, strategy, and timing. If you want a deep dive into label politics, artist negotiations, and the unseen moves that shape the culture, we've got videos breaking it all down. Until then, stay sharp, stay smart, and remember, in this game, loyalty is everything, until it's not.